the real estate industry. So if we talk about the real estate industry, it is one of the major contributor towards the nation's economy, and also it is contributing roughly around 8.57 towards the GDP of the country. So hence, if it is contributing to that extent to the GDP, so the government felt the need of getting a regulatory body into the real estate sector. So before 2016, before the RERA Act came into existence, there was no regulatory. So the government felt the need of a regulatory authority which will control the real estate sector. The real estate sector was all merged. There was no authority, no rules, no regulations. The home buyers were, in a mess to whom to contact. If any fraud or any mishap happens with them, so they didn't knew whom to contact. So that's the reason why RERA came into existence. The first major goal of RERA is to protect the homeowners. If they are facing any possession issues, or if there is any late delivery of the house, or if there is any wear and tear in the property, or n number of things. So the RERA gives you a proper authority whom to contact, and they will also have a quick disposal. Once a person is going there, once the home buyer is going there with his or her problem, the issues will be resolved very quickly. They have a timeline that within this time the appealant tribunal will resolve the queries as soon as possible within the given time. Secondly, the second motive of RERA is also to boost the real estate industry. So as it is, real estate industry is giving a lot to the Indian economy, and to further boost the real estate industry, the second motive of RERA for coming into existence was to boost the real estate industry, right? So how does it protect the homeowners? How does RERA protect the homeowners? We are saying that RERA came into existence to protect the home buyers. So how are they protecting the home buyers? So first is to get the registration done. So every kind of commercial projects or the normal projects, so any kind of projects firstly have to be registered under the RERA Act. So there are some certain limitations that the area more than 500 square yards have to be registered. The projects of the areas more than 500 square yards have to be registered. The apartments which have more than 8 apartments have to be registered under the RERA Act. The reason being for getting registered is to have a transparency and in project marketing and execution. Right. So basically, the first thing which RERA had in was to get the agents or the brokers to get themselves registered. Right. Secondly, the RERA Act also has an adjudicating authority also. Adjudicating authority has a timeline. If somebody is coming to them with a query, with a problem they are facing, the home buyer is facing a problem, and they have, supposedly if the home buyer is having a problem with regards to the possession of the property, so the appellant authority of the RERA, they will have to resolve the case within 60 days. So this is a big relief to the home buyers. Initially what happened when there was no act, the cases were like the cases went on for years and years and years, and there was no proper authority to resolve the case. There was no timeline within which to resolve the case. So this authority gives the big relief to the homeowners. Why? Because if they're facing any issues against the promoter or the person who is selling the house to them, they can quickly approach the appellate authority and the case will be resolved within 60 days, right? And there are a lot of other things also which protect the home buyers. The other things being, the quick possession of the property, if there is any wear and tear in the property, so at least 2/3 number of the allottees' consent is required. Supposing if there's a building in construction and the promoter or the builder wants to make certain changes in the properties, under the construction and all, so at least 2/3 of the allottees' consent is required. So without, earlier there was no consent. They used to, if I am a homeowner and I am booking a 3 BHK house, and one fine day when the house is complete and when I go and enter and see the property, the construction is totally different, and you couldn't do much. You couldn't had a particular a regulatory authority whom to refer and whom to go. So this RERA Act relieves you from that also, relieves the homeowners from that also. You can, at least 2/3 number of consent of the allottees is required. It is only after then any wear and tear or any changes in the construction can go on. Third, it relieves you from timely, the delivery is, so the delivery of the possession will be on the timely basis. When you're buying the property and when you get a certain time that in 2 or in 3 years you will be getting the possession. So now if it is written in the agreement that in 2 or 3 years you will be getting the possession, you will be getting the possession. So initially, earlier what used to happen, that the number of years would increase. When you're booking the flat, it's 2 years, then it's 3 years, then it's 5 years. So it will not be the same now. So this gives a very relief to the homeowners from getting delayed into the possession also. And also there will be no marketing unless and until the project is completed. And there will also be a formation of RWA. RWA is Resident Welfare Association. Now, Resident Welfare Association is not a government body, but it is run by its members. The people who are living in the society will form a body, and they will run the body and will work for the welfare of the people who are living in the society. So RERA makes it compulsory to form RWA within 3 months of the major occupancy, after the major occupancy. Since supposedly if 80 or 70% of the people have come into the society and they are residing in the society, so they have to compulsorily form RWA within 3 months of the people coming into the possession of the property. So this is somewhere or the other, it is giving a big relief to the home buyers who were not getting due recognition, or maybe not getting enough relief when they were buying property. They had a lot of fear in their mind and a lot of discomfort while booking a flat. So this RERA Act relieves a lot of people from certain issues. And also there is a complete format of the agreement now. So as compared to the initial days where the promoters or the builders used to make the agreement in their favor, and later on the home buyers were into a lot of problems with those agreements. They had a lot of punitive clause and different number of clauses which were not in favor of the home buyers. So this RERA Act gives you a proper format. That is a particular format which the home buyer and the promoter, both the parties have to follow that format only. And it is a very non-biased kind of a format which gives equal right to the home buyers also and to the promoters also. So there is no scope of and giving any punitive clause or any other clauses against the home buyers. So in all, if we talk about RERA, this gives a lot of relief to the home buyers. Then for any further information, you can log on to www.freebhk.com. Thank you.